Hey guys, it's Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the emergency storage shed for episode 76. What are we going to do today? Well, let's have a look. We have made some great space last time getting rid of all those computers, and I have to admit I've added two things to this shed at this stage. Neither are a problem. Firstly, this HP all-in-one Pavilion touchscreen computer was dropped off to my shop for e-waste. It still actually goes perfectly. It has a wireless keyboard, a wireless mouse, and the lady had just upgraded. I'm not going to scrap that. I'm not going to sell it. I'm actually going to set it up in my shed somewhere, and it'll be a great one to watch YouTube videos on while I'm scrapping out. So I will find a spot for that. The other thing I've added is just a box of parts. Remember the recent line trimmer repair we did on the Ryobi? Well, they're the leftover parts, so they're labelled, they're in storage. They won't stay there, but they're on that shelf just for the moment. So we have some good empty space down here. We only have a couple of CRTs on this shelf, and then there's a turntable. I think it's a Pioneer. And interestingly, down here, we're looking at the back of two Pioneer CD players and also a really old and well-weathered World War II radio, but it's not going to be a restoration job. I think I just picked that up from outside a shed one day because I couldn't bear to see it go for scrap. We'll work out what to do with it once we get in there. Today, I think I'd like to test both these CRTs and get them out of the shed. There's an Akai and a Samsung. So they might have some value for the retro gamers. They might even not work. Let's test them and see what the go is with those. And I think they'll probably do for this episode, unless we get through them quickly and they both work, in which case we might drag something else out. But I want to clean that shelf off. It's going to look so much better with those things gone. Well, I need a bigger shed, or at least bigger access to get these TVs in. They're quite heavy, and my entranceway is a little narrow. All right, I'm hoping they both go. I'm hoping we can sort out a price, give them a bit of a clean up, and then just market them either through the shop, or I will put them in the shop. I might be able to try some of the Facebook groups, particularly for the collectors of CRTs. I don't want to start more repair jobs on these. I actually have still got a Sony Trinitron that I started to repair ages ago. I did film it. I've still got to finish that. Let's have a look at this. This is the Akai. We'll check this one out first. So I'm guessing this is about a 1990s or 1990 something version. It's an Akai CTV CT-2019. That certainly won't be the date. There's a little panel here. We have AV inputs and a phone. Small size phono input, TV, AV. Pretty simple controls. I assume it has a remote. That probably would be the sensor. I don't think I have a remote for it, although I have a whole box at the shop, so we may be able to find one. On the back, what are our inputs and outputs? Well, here's some more details. It's possibly a 19-inch screen. Okay, made in Malaysia. And it doesn't give a date. What do we got under here? We've got, hang on, I'll get some better light. I've just laid it forward on a towel so I don't scratch the screen. So AV inputs and antenna, obviously. That's the shape of a SCART connector. So maybe the thing can be modded for whatever people need. RGB, I think they want to try to mod. Apparently some TVs are easier to do than others. The fact that it's got a space for it might indicate that it can be modified to take a SCART connector. Anyway, that's not my concern. I'm not going to do that. I just want to see if the thing goes. There's no physical damage. It is quite dusty and grubby on top, but other than that, hopefully it works. Let's plug it in and see. Okay, I have power on. Let's press the button. We have a red light come on. Now, it's waiting for some screen action. Not getting anything at this stage. Maybe it needs to have some sort of signal input. Not too sure. Let's go TV AV button. No, we've got nothing. Okay. Don't know. Let's try the button again. It looks like it turned off. Ah, is that? No. So the red button light comes on and then it clicks off. So it comes on and then fades out. And I'm hearing a few noises in the back. I'm not sure what that means. Perhaps it's shutting itself down as a bit of a protection circuit because something's not right. What do we do now? That's a bugger. I was hoping it would work. I guess we could take the back off and have a quick look. Right, with the screws removed, I think I've got them all. Yep. Let's lift the cover off. Oh, there's a board coming out with it. Oh, okay. All right. Looks like all the works are coming out with it. Okay, we might sit it back up on its base and have a better look at that. Well, there's a couple of screws I can undo from the back cover that will allow the cover to be removed. That's probably the best way. Okay, with the screws removed from the back cover that go into the board, I think we can actually slide the whole thing away. That's better. Let's get this cover out of the road and have a look at what we've got here. So here's our power supply section, and nothing looks obviously damaged or blown, or the capacitors look okay. So maybe it's a bad solder joint, but I can't see anything obviously wrong at this stage. Okay, it's the next morning and I've had a good look over this board. I don't want to waste too much time on these things. I've got such a steep learning curve with TVs that I don't want to waste days and days just trying to solve a problem on a TV that really isn't worth much. And I think that's going to be my mantra for now, is just to move things to free up some room. If I was to spend a lot of time solving problems here, I just get too far behind and more stuff keeps coming in. I have noticed though that there looks to be a bit of corrosion here, or maybe there is a capacitor leaking, but nothing looks bad on top. All the solder joints look okay. I can't see any tracks that have noticeably corroded away. So that's the extent of my looking at this unit. I'm going to put it back together. I will probably put it in the shop as a needs repair, won't power up, for just something like $20. There's many people around that are capable of fixing it, and I think going it would be quite a good unit. So let's put it back together, and we'll call this one not going, and I'll move on. So we have one TV out of the road, and that's satisfying in itself. Let's see if the Samsung works. This unit seems to be a similar era. Unfortunately, it looks like it's missing the door over the controls there, but otherwise it looks pretty good. Again, a bit dusty. And let's look at the details. It's a model CB-5051A, made in Thailand. Serial number again, perhaps 98. The other one I think had started with 92, so I think that's around about the era. Again, this one has provision for a SCART connector, AV inputs, not much else. All right, I just want to see if it works. Okay, let's have some power. Sounded like an energizing sound there, which was more positive. We still have the red standby light. I don't have a remote for this one either. Let's see if we have some reaction from the buttons. Oh, there we go. Right, looks like this one is going to work. Excellent. Let's hook up a DVD player to it and see if we can get a picture and sound. Okay, excuse the flickering, but we have a DVD playing. The TV's in perfect watchable condition. The flickering just comes through the camera. Okay, let's turn this one off. I'm happy with that test. It seems to go quite well. I did need to touch the channel button for it to wake up because there's no remote. I did try that with the other one and it didn't work. The other one, the power light kept fading, so I'm sure it's got a fault in the power circuit. But this one works well, other than the fact that it's missing the front door. It could be a good unit for a retro gamer or something like that, or someone that just likes CRT TVs from the 90s era. So I'm only going to put, let's maybe go $60 on this in the shop, and I might play some VHS tapes through it. Yeah, good. Another one out of the workshop. More bulk gone, more real estate claimed back. I have a little bonus TV to test in this video too. We'll get that next. Much easier to manage this one. Now, this isn't out of the emergency storage shed. It turned up at the at the transfer station next to the crates. I was out there unloading. A guy had just dropped it off. I put it straight in the ute. It's a Sony Trinitron. It's a little one. So I'm not sure how desirable this will be. It's missing the front little door again, but we'll power this one up and see if it works. Okay, again, it's a bit grubby. I don't know, it's probably spent time in someone's shed. Well, probably a long time. So it's a Sony Trinitron. It's probably only about a 13 or 14 inch screen. Let's have a look around the back. Here we go. It's a G14S1, so I assume it's a 14 inch screen. Manufactured in Malaysia. Perhaps early 90s, this one. Just your AV and your antenna, no other inputs. So probably a fairly basic unit, but the Sony ones are fairly well made. So I have plugged it in. Let's see if it can power up. Oh, we have the energizing sound straight up. And do we have a flicker on the screen? Again, no remote. I presume it would have had a remote. Oh yeah, we've got the video single up, so it looks like it's going to work. TV, excellent. That's really good. So I'm just going to wipe the dust off this one. I'll just check online to see if these ones do bring much. It's obviously a little bit rough, but I think this will be quite desirable being the Trinitron. So great. This one can go straight into the shop with a bit of a cleanup. And just checking the DVD before we go any further. Looks like it's going to work fine. Let's hit play. Again, sorry about the strobing. Although this one doesn't seem to be quite as bad. There we go. And the sound works beautifully. Excellent. I just checked out online and it appears there's quite a few 14-inch Sony Trinitrons around, but they do sell. I did misread the model number though. It has a KV in front of the G14S1. So I didn't find this exact model. I don't think I have a remote for it, and it is missing the bottom panel, but it seems to work quite well. I'm probably going to put this in the shop for $100. I did see quite a few sell for quite a lot more, but I really don't want to have to try and post a thing, so that would be pickup only for anyone local. Even though this is small enough to post, I just don't have faith in Australia Post for handling it safely. So, all right, there we go. I shall put this in a shop for $100. I think that's more than achievable. It does not count, though, for the emergency storage shed because this came from the e-waste. So let's finish up now this TV processing video. We got a couple of good goers. One that I'm just going to, you've got to pick your battles. I'm just going to pass it on. I thought $20 would be okay because I think it's the right size CRT tube, which are quite sought after for arcade machines or something. So let's go with that. We'll try $20 on that one, not working. I think we said 60 on the Samsung, and we'll go for 100 on the Sony Trinitron. I don't want to post these, I'm sorry. I do have to say though, thank you to Bob and to Steve that have both taken the computers out of the last one. I've posted them off. That's fine, a computer box is okay. A TV has a fragile picture tube. I don't want to post them, so it's pick up only, or if you can arrange someone to pick it up, or a courier if you like, but you have to organise it. I don't mind storing them for a little while. But otherwise, I'll try and sell them through the shop, and I will try perhaps an ad on the Facebook community groups that collect CRT monitors. So lots of room made in the shop. We've added another $180 to the total. I'm not sure what that's up to. I think we just cleared 12 grand in the last video. So all good. Really happy with that. More space. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.